We're back. Now, also another thing for you to remember is not always will you find things that are worth a little bit more than coal or iron. And sometimes you may find diamond, but but never mine it straight up. Always be around the maximum distance away and have cobblestone quickly ready. Because if you're not ready with the cobblestone, you could always get hit by something that you don't expect at all in the least. For example, lava. Lava is very common in this land of Minecraft, yeah. Very, very common indeed. So always make sure that you have a clear way to mine for something that is most likely safe of danger. The best way to mine is the safest way. Always remember this. Minecraft is a very cold, unforgiving place, friends. Never forget that. There will be a lot of cases when you will almost completely run out of area and you won't have anything to show for it. There are many times when you will massively attempt to find a good way to mine and then you'll find nothing. Even if it was a great space, there are occasionally just times when it runs out. However, good mines never completely run out. My guess is that this is not quite the my guess is that this is not quite the good mine that I thought it would be. and I desperately need to find coal. I decide very quickly to put the rest of the iron ore inside and see if I can burn the lily pad. I would not like to burn the sticks or the wooden planks, as I would have to go outside of the mine for a very long extended period of time in order to receive more of this very precious burning material. I decide to quickly use up the wooden tools that I have. The only thing this wooden tool is good for is getting cobblestone so that you can make better stuff. Or at least that's my opinion. However, if you truly believe that you can and will find something, often chances are you won't. Sorry, friends. It helps to have a happy mentality, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. If you are infested with creepers, then it's never a good idea to just go straight up and then, just allow there to be an open space. However, I've not really seen any creepers so far. So I will continue just mining without a care in the world. Which is not quite true, because I'm very worried that I will not find any coal. A lot of people, when they see iron ore, they will most likely prefer to just burn it, turn it into armor. However, this is not necessary a lot of the time. I began to take iron from this very delicate piece of flame. The most sad part about using up your wooden planks to burn iron is a lot of times it's not usually necessary. If you keep mining, then you'll actually find a lot of stuff that's worth so much more. And so, I have successfully made some stuff out of that. However, I now must cook my food or else I may get food poisoning. However, it looks much less appealing when you burn the pork chop. Now, one of the things that iron can be used for is making a flint and steel. However, iron is not always the very best choice. Oftentimes, it's a much better idea to use stone for something of this manner, because you'll just be wasting your sticks. I will have to go outside tomorrow morning. However, I'm not sure how far away that morning is. I'm guessing that it will not be very long, since the music has started to play. However, I'm wrong. And then I do something daring that I don't believe that I've ever done before. I decide to go inside of my creation. And try and find out if there's something better inside. Oftentimes you'll have to take drastic measures in order to find what you desperately need. An example would be having to go somewhere that you really didn't want to go in order to get a good meal. However, I'm not quite worried about food at the moment. I'm not hungry at all according to my health meter. This is something that I know to be obscenely strange. I don't believe anybody or anyone that's like me has ever gone inside one of their own creations. So I do believe that I've pioneered. It's light outside, and I know that I must go. The sun has just risen, and there's no sign of any monsters anywhere. I'm not sure what I need to get. Then an idea springs on me. I need to dig in a different place, a different island. I need to leave this place. However, I've had so much of an investment in here. Not sure if that's a good idea. I decide to just sleep on it.